go.
Yeah, man.
This interview marks a very special occasion here at FBi Radio. We're celebrating 20 years of broadcasting, and to commemorate that milestone, we are hosting a series of interviews with the 20 most played artists of all time here at the station. Joining me today, someone who has played an incredibly important role in bridging the Australian hip-hop community from the early pioneers to the rich multicultural movement that we enjoy today. He's also released 2 amazing albums, collaborated with some of the biggest names in the world, and more recently, he's even found his own voice on commercial radio. FBi, firstly, congratulations on making this list. 20 of the most played artists throughout our history here at FBi Radio.
Nah.
Firstly, what does FBi Radio mean to you?
It means a lot, man. But first, I want to say, like, I feel like it's an honor and a privilege to know I'm amongst that list, man. FBi Radio has always been a staple, you know, for the city, for Sydney, you know, and you know, me growing up, it was just always like, it always just had something cool. It always had something different about it, you know, different little edge that you didn't ever hear on much other radio stations. So, I mean, man, 20 years, bro, that's a big number.
Do you remember the first time you found out about FBi Radio?
Yeah, I was in high school. So I believe it was Shantan had a show, and I believe he had like some friends on at the time, Queen G, they called the Killer Queens and everything like that. And they just had a wild show that evening. I just remember hearing certain songs that I just wouldn't think you would hear on Australian radio. So that was probably the first time I caught wind.
It was so exciting to be able to hear like music that you'd never heard before. Has FBi Radio ever introduced you to anything that you still love to this day, or put you on in any way?
I think just like hearing different textures and different things again that you wouldn't necessarily hear. I remember just hearing an episode one time, there was just like a wild dance hall bashment episode going on. I think that might have been Jimmy Singh or something like that of that nature. But you know, it's been quite cutting edge. But one thing I will say though is the discovery and also champion of, like, you know, Australian music that was also coming out, and different artists that were coming out from the city, and the support of that. So, you know, again, I don't think many people were capitalizing on that platform where FBi always, you know, kind of did that and created a community, not just through the presenters, but the artists, where we felt, you felt like, you know, you had some kind of partnership or ownership, you know, in the station in some way, shape or form.
Let's hone in on a specific memory now.
Yeah.
You filmed one of your first music videos inside this building.
Brother, that was huge. That was huge for me because that was Prince Akim. I remember, like, I was just getting myself like established in the scene as an artist and just dropping a bunch of singles and things like that. And I remember the idea coming to shoot the video clip, and we needed to do like sort of like an office scene or a corporate scene. Now, outside isn't, I wouldn't say corporate, but at the time it's just like it had kind of a cool setting where it wasn't too this and it was casual. And at the time, long story short, but I think I was even working a day job at a call center, and they wouldn't even let me in. Like, they were like, nah, no way, you're not doing it. Yeah. So my manager, someone floated the idea, and then when we sent the idea to FBi, and it came back like, yeah, hell yeah, bring it. I'm like stoked. So yeah, we did that, man. So FBi will always be a part of my life and career, and it's a physical or a visual testament from that video clip.
Well, in 2018, you also won the SMAC Award for Record of the Year.
Yeah.
Which was a big moment for you, I assume. Like, what did that mean for you?
It was huge to me personally, because I remember getting nominated for an award, I think maybe in 2016 when I had first dropped my first EP. Maybe I think it might have been like Best New Talent or something of that nature. And you know, like, these days I'm not really one to like need accolades or anything like that. Like, I just, you know, stay on my ones and focus on. But I think early in my career I was wanting to have some kind of validation, or maybe just know that I'm on the right track. And I think I might have missed the award in the 2016 at that time. And I was just like, damn. I remember being bummed about it, but I'm like, nah, I didn't take that approach. I was like, I'm gonna make something that like everyone's gonna like really have to put their eyes on, in a sense, or something.
And you won the big one.
And bro, when I did Area Famous and saw the nomination, I was already honored to, like, humbled to be part of that group, the Record of the Year, which is the huge category. And then I don't even think I was expecting. But I was half of me was listening. And then when my name got called, brother, I was with the team, and I just kind of like, I was in the moment.
Oh, you were with the team, but you were also with me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, but you actually looked at me, and I had a pair of Versace sunglasses on at the time.
Did I borrow them off you too?
You borrowed them.
Yeah,
You
man.
borrowed them to wear them on
Bro,
stage and accept the award.
They were too fresh, man. I had to get. I ended up getting me a pair shortly after that. Like eventually,
so funny.
I remember my girl was like, "You like those glasses on?" I'm like, "Yeah, I really need them." She sent me a link. But anyway, I was like, that was a blessing, bro. And I'll never forget that moment. And that, I think, opened the change, because I think I won the same award for the Air Independent later on. And so I have a lot of gratitude to the station for giving me that, I guess, self-confidence in a sense, and the people for voting.
Are there any other memories, new or old, hearing your song on the radio for the first time, first interview, or the last time you listened, that you could share with us about FBi Radio?
I remember just like being at high school, and then hearing FBi and all those, sort of growing up, uni, whatever. And then sort of like manifesting, talking like, one day I'll get to that station, and one day like I'll be in there, and and to be here now, even to do this, I just want to capture that moment, because it's it's a real thing, to be part of 20 years and mentioning that, being part of the group of artists that most played, bro. So I'm just humbled and stoked, man. And I hope to create further memories down the track. And
how important do you think community radio is in fostering a young scene?
It's huge, man. It's very important, because it's the groundworks, it's the fundamentals, you know what I mean? It's the city, like it's all in the sense of the word community, Mm-hmm. Without community, without everyone's input, without contribution, without supporting one another, then what do we have, Particularly in a space here in Australia where I feel like we're flooded with so much things from everywhere else, Everything's like, we're just shipped music, visuals, looks, whatever it may be. So in a space where we're trying to foster what we're doing, foster our scene, always big up what we're doing from an artist perspective, from creatives all around, to ship it out to the world. So it all starts again with community and supporting ourselves and what we're doing here. And so it's super important. It's like, it's a no-brainer, man.
And finally, as we wrap up,
can
you describe FBi Radio in 3 words?
3 words. Wild, fun, accepting.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much for coming in.
Nah, man, thanks for having me, man. Big up and happy birthday again, FBi. 20 years, man, and 20 more. You know the vibes. Let's go.